Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, Part 34. Rebecca thought her words were a suggestion, and perhaps her aunts would want her to do the right thing, because she was representing the family. So she rose from her seat to speak. My aunts, Miss Miranda and Miss Jane Sawyer, would be very happy to have you visit them at the brick house. Mr. Birch accepted the invitation and asked Brother Milliken to lead in prayer. Rebecca was in a devoted mood, and many things Mr. Birch had said had moved her strangely. Mrs. Birch, who kissed her and said, "My dear, how glad I am that we're going to stay with you," Rebecca said, at 5:30 was their supper hour. Then she accepted an invitation to go home with Mrs. Cobb. Her face was flushed as she entered the brick house cheerfully, being full of news. "It was a small meeting, Aunt Miranda," began Rebecca, "and the missionary and his wife were lovely people, and they are coming here to stay all night and tomorrow with you. I hope you won't mind." "Coming here?" exclaimed Miranda, letting her knitting fall into her lap. "Did they invite themselves?" "No," Rebecca answered. "I had invited them for you because I thought you would like to have such interesting company. Tell me first, when will they arrive here?" "Not for 2 hours, at about 5:30. "Then you can explain, if you can, who gave you any authority to invite them here overnight." Rebecca began. "I gave all your messages, and everybody was disappointed you couldn't come. But Mr. Birch talked beautifully about Syria, and the singing went real well. Then Mr. Birch said if anyone would offer, they would stay the night and have a meeting in Riverboro tomorrow, with Mrs. Birch in Syrian costume, and lovely foreign things to show. Then he waited, and nobody said a word. Just then Mrs. Robinson whispered to me and said the missionaries always used to go to the brick house when grandfather was alive, and that he never would let them sleep anywhere else. I didn't know you had stopped having them, because no traveling missionaries have been here since I came to Riverboro. So I thought I ought to invite them, as you weren't there to do it yourself, and you told me to represent the family."